Hello. So, continuing in our series of how to provision endpoints for use with Access Manager, we're going to look at how we can use Apple's Configurator utility to provision Apple devices with a static certificate generated from a Raspberry Pi. Obviously, this doesn't scale particularly well, which is why you would use MDM to do this. However, let's get started. I'm going to go to File and New Profile, and this brings up this page here. I'm going to give this Acme Core SSID CA Pi, CA for Certificate Authority Pi because it's a Raspberry Pi, and I'm going to go to Certificates. Now, I've already gone to my Access Manager page and downloaded the Radius certificate. So let's start there and open that. And there we go. We've got all of the information that we need. I'm going to click plus again, and I'm actually going to choose the root certificate from my certificate authority here on my Raspberry Pi. And again, you can see that I've named it Acme Pi CA, and you can see that it's not trusted. Not unusual because it's a self-signed certificate. The last thing that we need to do is click plus one more time, and we're going to choose my PFX that was generated using the key and the root certificate on my Raspberry Pi. Now, one thing that we do need to do is put in our password in here that was given when creating our PFX. Let's hit enter, and that's our certificate chain done. The next thing that we need to do is to actually configure our Wi-Fi. So we're going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to type in the name of my SSID, Acme Core. We've got auto join selected, and so I'm going to disable MAC randomization as well. Now we're going to scroll down to security type, and I'm going to select WPA2, WPA3 Enterprise. As you can see, we've got all of our options now. I'm going to select TLS, and I'm going to suggest that we're going to start with a minimum of 1 and a maximum of 1.2. There is one thing that obviously we do need to do, and that's to choose the identity certificate because we're using TLS. So let's do that, and you can see that we've got our converted PFX actually in there. The next thing that we need to do is to go to Trust. And I'm just going to tick the IdenTrust commercial root CA1, our Radius certificates in there as well. And that's it. I'm just going to click File and Save. I'm going to give this a name, Apple Configurator. We'll click Save. And that's our profile done. Now to deploy, obviously there's multiple ways we can do this, but I can go here and I can add a profile, and I'm going to select my profile that we've just created. We'll click add. Now my device is going to tell me various things. So we're going to head on over to our device. You can see that we've got a profile downloaded, so we need to go ahead and install that. So let's click Close. Let's open Settings, and you can see it says Profile Downloaded. We're going to click on that, Install, type in my passcode. It tells me various bits and pieces. We'll click Install, and we're all good. We can click the little white circle in the top right-hand corner. And now we can go back to Wi-Fi. So we'll click on that, and you can see Acme Core is in my GNOME networks. I'll click on this, and within a few seconds we should authenticate. So now that our device has joined the network, let's actually go ahead and look at this. I'm going to go to Access Manager and Session Log. And you can see that we have my device connecting absolutely fine here. So again, just to recap, this is how we can use Apple's Configurator utility with a self-signed certificate from a CA running on a Raspberry Pi and provision this on an Apple endpoint. Thank you.